We have existing pipelines that have come through our village, through our territory, for the past 60 years.
In the past, it was a come in, people might get a little bit of work here, and there was no thought on advancement.
We have really not allowed First Nations to participate in the great things in the Canadian economy, and now we have an opportunity to change that.
Kitimat LNG and the Pacific Trail Pipeline will be different from previous developments, and our vision is very clear. Our First Nation Limited Partnership and Haisla Economic Benefit Agreements are unique in Western Canadian resource development.
We can inform the project in terms of its spirit, particularly on the environmental side. We think we can really talk to people about how you do a project, how you make it sustainable. And at the same time, there's a lot that we need to learn, we need to be able to participate in on the economic side.
The Kitimat LNG project is something that we wanted to be involved with from day one, because we actually saw a way out of our dependence on government funding, for us to get away from our poverty issues, our suicide issues. I guess the biggest point here, for all First Nations, is that we want to resolve our issues in our terms. You can't have a strong nation unless you have strong members, and that's what I'm seeing right now.
They wanted a flagger, so I took the first position I can get.
This is my very first laboring job, and the thing that I like about this is that I'm working outdoors and I'm doing something different every day.
My job is to do the rounds, make sure, do the safety orientation in the morning, tailboards, and make sure everyone's following our OH&S regulations.
I'm out here to make sure that everybody follows the commitments laid out in the agreement.
I do a lot of different site visits, so I get to see what's going on, the whole scope of the project.
It came at a very opportune time for everybody in the region. A lot of the local contractors weren't doing as much logging as they had in the past because of the way the markets were. Now we have everybody who wants to work is working.
This area means a lot to us. We went around and tried to identify possible grizzly bear denning sites. And then again, we set up a construction timing window around that to protect them when they are at some of their most critical states. There's certain times of the years where the goats are going through very critical stages of their life cycle, to where that construction just isn't an option.
We have obligations that we set, and now we have to meet.
The environmentalists out here are doing a great job, and people reporting, tailed frogs or anything happening around any sort of waterway.
At first I thought the right-of-way clearing was going to be huge and massive. But when I flew over yesterday and saw that it wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be, I was really pleased. And I was pleased at how clean everything was.
When it comes to the environment and safety, they definitely are walking the talk.
Safety's the number one on the board over everything else. If you're doing something that you're unsure of or you've never done before, it's kind of, that's what all our guidelines are set in place for.
Chevron safety standards are above and beyond what we're normal to, but we adjusted.
You kind of form like a brotherhood or a family sort of with each other, and everybody kind of looks out for one another. So as long as you come and you're doing your part and working safely, then everybody gets to go home.
PTP ASEP Training Society was actually created to respond to the labor force shortage for the Pacific Trail Pipeline, as well as the Kitimat LNG terminal. We're able to train things like heavy equipment operators, welders, steel workers, cement workers, bricklayers, masons, plumbing, sprinkler fitting, steam fitting, cooks and camp managers, security, transport truck, flaggers, fire suppression, you name it, we can train it.
We're doing this program to learn the heavy-duty operating machines. And we're just getting the gist of the machinery and how it works and doing maintenance on the machines at the end of the day.
It was close by to get into other programs. I had to travel down to Vancouver to get into it or to Kelowna. They brought us out shopping, got us all gear from head to toe.
Safety, everybody's machines are up on oil.
From Monday to Wednesday morning, I'm in class doing all theory work. From Wednesday afternoon until Friday, I'm on machines learning the actual machine. I'll be certified to drive this machine, and I'll have so many hours on this machine. That's what people look for, is the ticket.
Easy to find jobs when you got certificates like these.
If you just come and you work, they'll train you. You'll have a job, and then you can work your way up to whatever you want to do.
The training is most important, in terms of moving ahead and being ready, for when the job does happen.
From my point of view, everything looks really good.
Everything's been followed as what they said they were going to do.
I enjoy coming to work every day and learning new things.
To have a good paying job in the backyard, that's probably the best thing you can actually ask for. Not away from your families for months at a time.
Over 50% of the people out here we have working have never had a job before. And we gave them the opportunity to make excellent money, and they can't wait to come back next year.
It's not just the fact that it's open opportunities for work. You see the self-esteem and the self-confidence. I like to see the kids in the future having something to look forward to.
We have to quit thinking small. We have to think of the bigger picture that's happening and how it's going to not only benefit First Nations people, but British Columbians, Canadians as a whole.
The change that this project is going to make in the communities in terms of developing the capacity, developing their administrative strength, developing their ability to respond to such huge projects is a game changer.
Once I get my ticket and I get on my business plan and everything to own my own company and my own machines, will mean a lot to me, a lot. And this is the first time that somebody has given me this opportunity, and it was a good opportunity, and I'm gonna open my wings and fly. That's what I'm gonna do.